We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vị thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh. Thịnh chiến diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã mù, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đan Thù Sư Chế Đô Ye Ở La Hờ Đi San Mèo San Pù Tô Xế. Nam mô Ta Đắc Tha Tô Già Đà Già La Hà Đế Tam Miệu Tham Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I vow to receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian wan jie nan zao yu wo jin jian wen de shou chi Yuan Jie Ru Lai Zhen Shi Yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master 6th Patriarch, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨六祖师父上人，各位出家人，各位善知识，弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa lục tổ, hòa thượng Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 9th of December 2023. Thank you all for joining us here at Wei Mountain Temple to continue discussing the 6th Patriarch Sutra. All right, we're currently on slide 94. This is like an alteration of the Chanchi Dharma that I learned from my Chinese master, but I feel that we should be discussing sutras to provide you with a deeper appreciation of the Chan Dharma. This is also advanced Chan training, if you will. Okay? When I'm gone, my followers may decide not to speak sutras anymore because the pure form of Chanchi has no sutra lectures whatsoever. Actually, when I learned this Dharma in Master Hsu's temples, we shut down the temple for the duration. Nothing gets done. Okay? We are true cultivators. And meaning that if your mom died and she needs to go to the Pure Land, tough luck. Okay? Anyway, they can't do that. We won't do that. All right. Text 94, good knowing advisors. Now that you have made the 4 all-encompassing vows, I will transmit the markless precepts of the Triple Refuge.
善知识，经发四弘愿了，更与善知识受无相三皈依戒。
Okay, 95, commentary. So he just finished teaching his students how to make the 4 all-encompassing vows. Those vows are very important. Those are the engine for you to become a Buddha. First, these vows will help you become Bodhisattva, then a Buddha. Okay, so that's why when you take refuge with the Mahayana people, Mahayana masters, teachers, you typically are taught to make the 4 all-encompassing vows, depending on the temple, of course. And so now you've done that. Next, he will transmit the markless precepts of the 3 refuges. All right? And so 3 refuges has some precepts. Okay? The precepts are the rules of morality, the do's and the don'ts in Buddhism. And so he's going to transmit or confer the substance of the precepts, okay? As a reminder for all of you who are experts in Buddhism, Buddhism has different depth levels. If you study Hinayana, you will learn about the marks, a description, the characteristics of the precepts. But you will not be learning about the substance of the precepts. Okay? But at least nowadays, you can still go to places like in Taiwan, where the monks and nuns are revered for teaching precepts. They don't do anything except teach precepts, study precepts, primarily. Okay? And so in Mahayana, we are not as, especially in Master YongHua's styles of training, they're not that strong in precept marks, meaning they never really study the precepts themselves. Okay, but their strength is in the precepts' substance. Okay, and so Mahayana precepts is a lot more than Hinayana people can imagine. Okay, and so the marklet precepts refers to the precepts of the nature, the precepts in Mahayana. Okay, meaning it includes the marks, meaning the description of the precepts, as well as the markless precepts. All right? So that's what he's going to do next. He's going to elaborate more on this. How is everyone doing? Are they dying? Anyone dying or about to die? You look so miserable at lunch when we were eating. Okay. Don't overdo it, okay? Thank you. 96, good knowing advisors. Take refuge with the awakened, the honored, the doubly complete. Take refuge with the proper, the honored, that is apart from desire. Take refuge with the pure, the honored among the multitudes.
善知识，皈依觉，两足尊；皈依正，离欲尊；皈依净，众中尊。
Okay, 97, commentary. What are the 3 refuges? First of all, you take refuge with the awakened, the honored, and the doubly complete. The awakened, meaning that this Buddha has awakened from the stupor, from the delusions that we ordinary people are living in. Okay? And so because he came to our world and was just as deluded as we are, and he became awakened. He got out of that state of confusion. Okay? He's honored. He's honored because he's recognized by throughout the universe by his tremendous accomplishments. Okay, you're honored because of your accomplishments. They're doubly complete. In order to become a Buddha, you need to have double completion, meaning that he must be replete with both blessings and virtue. Okay, and so Buddha's perfected the cultivation of blessings and perfected the practice of virtue. That's how you become a Buddha. That's what makes him different from us. All right? All right. Now, as far as that's the Buddha himself, and then you take refuge in the proper honor that is apart from desire. This refers to the Dharma. The Dharma is the proper. Dharma is the teachings of what is proper. Okay, all the Dharma teachings is about proper. Okay, meaning it's consistent with cause and effect. Okay, and because this teaching is so profound, so beneficial to us, okay, we are grateful. That's why we honor the teaching. Living beings honor the teaching because of the many wonderful benefits they obtained from the Buddha Dharma. Okay? And this Buddha Dharma here, the teaching is free from desires. Okay? Meaning that the person who teaches you is free from desires. That's how the teaching becomes free from desires. And then eventually when you practice the teachings, you also will be free from desires. So the objective, the nature of this Dharma here that we requested this evening will bring us to a state of freedom from desires. Right? And finally, taking refuge with the Sangha, which is the pure, the honored among the multitudes. Okay? The pure. Sangha are supposed to be pure. What is pure? Is it Buddha or Dharma? Yeah. Pure here. Pure is the Sangha. So the Sangha is pure, meaning that the concept of purity in Mahayana means that it's free from false thinking. It's free from attachments. When you become a Sangha, you learn to become pure. You will be taught how to purify yourself. Okay, it's an ongoing process. Okay, and so that's a special path where the objective is to purify yourself, to free yourself from attachments. Okay, so detach from the worldly attachments. And the honored among the multitudes. The honored here refers to the fact that the Sangha He's honored because why they honored? Make sacrifices. This is personified in Master Hsuan. His entire life. I don't know about prior his coming to the United States, but what I heard about what he did here in the US, it's all about making sacrifices. Okay, and that's why he's honored, because all of us are still scheming for ourselves. He's totally committed to helping others and never himself. And that level of purity is incredible, because I saw him before, like 4 months before he died. I asked him to leave the home life. And I saw a man who is so sick, so skin and bones. Only the face looks normal. The rest of the body, he could barely walk. He's in pain, clearly. But, because he's very, very sick, he had to undergo every May Day or every other day 2 hours of dialysis, which is very, very painful. And he couldn't even sit on a regular chair. His thing here, he's pushed around in a chair that has a cushion underneath, special cushion, so that he can sit there, because the regular chair is too hard for him. It's too painful for him. Okay? So he makes sacrifices his entire life. He sacrifices his body by healing everyone who came to ask for help. Anyone who came to ask for help, he would heal them. And he knew full well that in doing so, he took on the illnesses of the people he healed. And so his body became sicker and sicker and sicker. Did he take time out to treat himself? No. Kept going and going and going like the Energizer rabbit until he died. And that to me is something that none of my people in my generation is able to do, including yours truly. This is incredible. This is why to me, he's number one by far. Okay? He's the only one who's committed, who did make such sacrifices his entire life. And such a beautiful gift for us, my generation, your generation. You wonder what is the standard of a Sangha? I will, with no hesitation, tell you, look at my excuse me, I'm getting emotional. Master Hsuan. Okay? He's a gold standard for a monk. Pure and honored among the multitudes. All right? Questions, comments? It's incredible, let me tell you. For us to be able to hear his name, talk about him, and study his teachings, it is a tremendous privilege, and it takes a lot of blessings. We've been discussing this sutra now for how long now? Years. Lots of blessings. 98. From this day forward, we call enlightenment our master, and will never again take refuge with the demons, or outside paths. We constantly enlighten ourselves by means of the triple jewel of our self-nature.
从今日去， 称觉为师，更不皈依邪魔外道，以自信三宝常自证明。
98. From now on, from this day forward, we call enlightenment our master. And my first reaction is, how can enlightenment teach us? Seems to me a master is someone who tells you what to do, huh? Or helps you. So why do we call enlightenment our master? What does it mean, you think? So I ask a question, I have to answer it myself too. You really make me work hard, huh? Every night. Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master, because enlightenment comes when you realize your Buddha nature.
Okay, so what do you call your master? Do you call enlightenment your master? Next, 1. Why do we call enlightenment our master?
Thank you, Master. I'm not sure why the 6th Patriarch is saying we call enlightenment our master. Before I give my thought, is there a reason why this word master is lowercase, not uppercase?
I think it's the same thing. You can make uppercase or lowercase. I think enlightenment doesn't care if it's uppercase or lowercase. I think.
Thank you,
no
Master.
clues.
Because I know we've had questions in the previous days about uppercase D, lowercase d, Dharma. So I just wanted to make sure.
Yes. When I first started, I was actually pretty vocal about it. I said, I wanted to differentiate enlightenment, Buddhist enlightenment from non-Buddhist enlightenment, because when I first started, so many people told me they were enlightened. Okay, yeah. And for some reason, they picked on me. So I reacted to that by saying, no, you guys are not enlightened. You know, enlightenment for us Buddhists is with a capital E. Yours is small e. So yes, I was adamant about that, but I'm get older and I don't care anymore. Call whatever you want.
I so appreciate the Americanization of the Buddhist terminology to have uppercase and lowercase letters. Thank you. My sense of this is the 6th Patriarch is not saying we call enlightenment our good knowing advisor. So when I hear this, my takeaway is enlightenment as our master is kind of like enlightenment as our standard or as our guiding light or North Star.
Okay. So it's our outer North Star. Yes, JMT.
제 생각에는 깨달았다면 지혜와 복이 있어서 스스로의 잘못을 깨닫고 스스로의 잘못을 따라서 인식하고 스스로 잘못을 고쳐나갈 수 있다고 생각합니다.
I think if we get enlightened, we have both wisdom and blessing. So we can rectify ourselves with wisdom and blessing by ourselves.
Okay. Yes, 8.
Master, because enlightenment is higher than the person, like higher energy level.
All right. 9.
Thank you, Master. I think it could be referred that we take as masters or enlightened teachers.
So enlightened teachers?
Yes.
Okay, why didn't he say enlightened teachers?
Generalization.
It says call enlightenment as teacher.
Yes.
Yes, in the back.
Master, I have a question. Is that, does it apply only for enlightened people? When they become enlightened, they take that enlightened to be the master, and our regular person like me who's not enlightened, don't understand about what enlightened is, cannot apply this to our daily life?
So you say that since you're not enlightened, you don't deserve to call enlightenment your master.
No, I say, what I mean is, this only apply for the enlightened people, or can it apply for regular people as well? Because we, regular is not enlightened. We don't know that state, so how can we take it as our teacher?
I'm not clear about your statement. Is it a question or a statement?
Master, is a question.
Question. So, can we take a master who's not enlightened to be our master? Is that what your question is?
No, my question is, if I, as a ordinary person, not enlightened, I don't know how to apply this, take enlightened as master, because I don't know what it is. What should I do about it?
You don't know what enlightenment is. Okay. It's something called enlightenment. and then of course we don't know, but we know it's something called enlightenment. At least you know of something called enlightenment is the answer. And then of course if you don't know it, and if you take it as a master, hopefully one day you know what it is. Whereas other people, they don't even know that enlightenment should be their master. Would you buy that? Okay, 6.
I think by treating the enlightenment as our master, it's saying treating your enlightened mind as your master. So that means to take care of your enlightened mind, and then when your enlightened mind gives you any ideas and thoughts, execute them.
But how do you recognize its ideas and thoughts from your enlightened mind and not from your confused mind?
I do not know.
Okay, so sometimes, hit and miss then. Sometimes you listen to your enlightened mind, sometimes you listen to your confused mind. Yes, sir, 1.
Thank you, Master. We have a comment and a question from our YouTube audience. And I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the 6th Patriarch for sharing this profound teaching with us and our YouTube audience so we can all participate and learn together. The first answer is from Din Tai. Din Tai responds, because we can come to know our master through the teaching, the master is the embodiment of the teaching.
The teaching could be bad teaching, confused teaching. Okay.
Next answer is from Sarah. Sarah says, enlightenment itself is our teacher, the enlightenment within our own true nature, not referring to a person.
Okay, all right, so intellectual stuff. Yes, go for us. What are we talking about?
I think it's saying that ultimately you still have to go within and look at your own self-nature. You might need to depend on your good known advisor to help you get there, or help you know what is your self-nature. But then it is still about inside yourself, not externally.
Okay, anyone else? Yes, 5.
I think because it says our master in the meaning of that our master, you need to cherish him, you need to follow him, and you wanted to replicate as much as you can. In that way, think about enlightenment as something your guiding principle or something you could cherish it, you're with him all the time. In that meaning, maybe it's enlightenment is our master.
Very Korean. Agree? Okay, anyone else? Yes, one. You see, amazing, the Chinese is, how can we expect people to understand? If they read Chinese, the Chinese are, 称觉为师, and they move on. We Americans would say, can you be more precise, please? Yes, one.
Thank you, Master. It turns out we have a Chinese person asking a question about the Chinese.
Goody.
Jane Clymer asks, can Master please elaborate on take refuge with the awakened, the honored, the doubly complete? What does this Chinese phrase mean? I don't know the Chinese characters. Perhaps someone can...
I thought we just explained it, didn't we? We just explained it. Yeah, go back to the videotape. It has been explained, I think. Okay, anyone else? Yes, JC. It's fascinating. The Chinese teaching is so, it's obvious. But when I ask the Chinese, they have so many different variations. Yes, JC.
네, 제 생각에는 육조 스님이 깨달음을 스승으로 삼으라고 했던 그 말은 깨달음 그 자체를 하나의 차원 또는 이제 그 자체를 생명이라고 생각했기 때문이라고 봅니다.
I think the reason that the 6th Patriarch tell the Enlightenment is our master is that because the enlightenment itself is our life.
Okay, very good. You all hit it right there. At least some of them you were pretty close and some of you were quite off. Okay, what he's referring to, because you have to take it in context. Okay, for the Chinese, luckily for the Chinese, they take it in context. This thing is followed by the next Chinese phrase, then followed by the next Chinese phrase. So I think if you're Chinese, it's obvious to you. Okay, but for us, it's it could be a little bit confusing. What he's talking about is that when you take refuge with the triple jewel, okay, he says from now on, from this day forward, I will call enlightenment my master, meaning that I will only follow the way of wisdom, the way of enlightenment. Agree, disagree, Chinese-speaking people. That's what it means. Okay? This is the standard for me. Is a standard for enlightenment, standard of enlightenment and for enlightenment. And I use it as my guide, as my standard. Does it make sense? Chinese-speaking people? Or is it just my imagination? Yes, 4.
Master, that sounds very similar to a precept, right? So is taking refuge is also then like a precept that we have to uphold all the time?
Yes. But the precept is something else. Enlightenment here refers to wisdom, the way of clarity, the way of wisdom, okay? The way, the wonderful things that we call enlightenment is a wonderful, wonderful thing that you discover yourself. And when you take refuge in this, you follow this path until enlightenment, and you see how wonderful it is along the way. And when you get there, see even more wonderful. All right? So that's what happens. So Shu here is a standard, is a guide. Okay? As guidelines. Enlightenment as guidelines. Wisdom as my guidelines. Agree or disagree? He's not really a teacher per se. Like enlightenment cannot teach. Okay? Teaching requires a person who opens his mouth. If you hide, then you're not a teacher. Yes, in the back.
Master, does it mean that we gotta have to follow an enlightened teacher to be able to get there?
What if you don't have an enlightened teacher, sir? What are you going to do?
Do we follow the teaching of the enlightened people, like the patriarch and so on?
There you go. If you don't have an enlightened person who's alive to tell you what to do, then what do? You follow the standards of enlightenment that was taught by the people who know about it. So it does not preclude us from following an enlightened teacher, but if we're not available, okay, this is implied. If they're not available, you cannot find an enlightened teacher, then you can learn from the teachings of enlightened teachers. Don't learn from just a famous teacher. And this is why in Mahayana we have a patriarch, a lineage system, at least in China. And in the US it still sucks. Okay? In China it's very clear. You go to China where in China alone, only in China, when Mahayana was transferred from India to China, the China is very clear. And again, I need to tell you that I can misconfess to you, I don't know much about Indian Buddhism at all. I have no interest at all, actually, as a matter of fact. Okay? In learning about Indian Buddhism, I'm so enamored with Chinese Buddhism. It's because I'm probably a Chinese that don't speak a lot of, but that often. That's why I can't speak Chinese right now. I just can read, that's all. And look up words in the dictionary. And so the Chinese system is so special, so wonderful, because at the heyday of Chinese Buddhism, you have patriarchs where everyone knows about enlightened teachers, because the patriarch says, they say, that's enlightened teacher, you can go in and learn, and you should go and learn from enlightened teachers. You are welcome, you are encouraged to go around and learn from the enlightened teachers, and no one can stop you. Enlightened teachers would never stop you from going and learn from enlightened teachers. Even non-enlightened teachers, you're still welcome to go learn. Okay? All right? So that's a very special thing about Chinese Buddhism that no other country in the world has. No one else has. So it's really there. The Chinese are so blessed. At some point in time, they were so blessed because they can simply go around, and it's so well known because the living patriarch says, that's my disciple, okay? And I allow him to teach. Therefore, you can go learn from him. Okay? And so, he's my successor, he's my Dharma heir, and so forth. So you know automatically that when you go to this person who is his heir, you will learn from an enlightened teacher. Or when he says, I certify him, to be a Chan master. Okay, they don't say enlightenment. They say he's a Chan master. He's a Pure Land master. Okay, then coming from the mouth of a patriarch like Ma Zu, like Xu Tou, those big shots. Okay, or like Bodhidharma, who says, okay, my successor is Huike. And you know, then he learned from the best. Huike. And what he got is a tremendous treasure for the Chinese. A lot more than he's letting out. to his own students. Okay, so you see, in China, they have this beautiful, beautiful patriarch system where you know where you can go to learn from enlightenment. We don't have it here in the US. We don't. After Master YongHua died, there's no more patriarch. You disagree with me? You know who he is? I know, but you don't. Yes, one.
Emitofuo, Master. Yeah, so for me personally, I've asked people who the second patriarch is, and they won't.
Oh, this is a subject that we can talk about it forever.
Yeah, the question I get in return, I think, is who is the second patriarch is always the answer. So I don't know the answer. But for me and maybe some other people, I tried to go around looking for a good knowing advisor, and I've wondered myself many times when Master YongHua was around, he had many Dharma errors, and the second patriarch is supposed to be someone that we can go to learn from, but
that's right.
We feel very lost.
That's what patriarchs are supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's to say, I'm a patriarch, go and take shots at me. Try to kill me. Huh?
Yeah, so...
Because patriarchs get shot at constantly. Get poisoned, get shot at, get slandered, get, beaten up, all sorts of beautiful things. They make them patriarchs.
So I feel, I personally felt very lost for a long time, not knowing where to go. So thank you, Master.
Yeah, I'm pretty upset too. At Master YongHua, I'm not upset at the second guy because he's just doing what he's told. Okay, it's not his fault. He's named second patriarch. It's Master YongHua's fault for naming him a patriarch for him to do nothing. That annoys me. So annoying. Okay, because we are all confused. I lost 10 years of my life waiting for him. Because I said, I'm going to defer to you. I'm no patriarch. I don't want to usurp your powers, your responsibilities. So I waited and waited and waited. And while waiting, I taught what Master YongHua taught. I had to do something. Okay? And so in China, it's such a wonderful thing that the Chinese took for granted, and then it died. Okay, so now the patriarch system has been brought to the U.S. Unfortunately for our generation, the second patriarch refuses to come out. But I imagine the third generation will be okay. You have nothing to worry about. Maybe by the time, a patriarch lives about 40 years, 30 years, huh? It's one cycle is 30 years. So it's been like Master YongHua is dead already for 1999, I think, right? He died in 99. So he's been dead 25 years, 24 years already, going on 25. And so maybe within 5 more years, things will change. Just keep our hopes up. Okay. But we don't have to wait for him. Respect his wishes. He's a patriarch. He can do whatever he wants. Okay. And so I feel for your sake, I feel that this third patriarch will be a lot better than the second patriarch. Okay, very much like, after Great Master Huike, there's the third patriarch was actually in hiding. He didn't do much either. Okay, so it happened before. It's just we just SOL, we just don't have a lot of luck ourselves. That's all. All right. So that's why we still have, in a way, if you will, it's a test of your faith. That's what the sixth patriarch is teaching here. You take enlightenment as your master. So if you don't find an enlightened master, which is the case right now for us, then we should learn from the enlightened teachers. Because they teach about enlightenment. Enlightened teachers do only one thing. They teach about enlightened stuff. Okay? So don't get afflicted. It's the way it is. And by the time the third patriarch comes out, you see why. You probably one day you understand why it's better that he doesn't show up. So it's by design. Let me tell you, I'm making fun of Master YongHua, but I'm telling you, he's doing the right thing by naming this guy second patriarch. Master YongHua saw it already. Okay. Don't ever assume he wouldn't know. He didn't know that this guy would not show up at all, would never come out at all. He knew it already. All right. Any other questions and comments? It's kind of cool. You see, it tells you the wonderful world of Mahayana. And this is, in a way, is good because it helps strengthen your faith that great things are happening. If you believe in Master YongHua, which I do, you know, great things are happening. He would never allow the Dharma to die. In fact, the Dharma is growing. Yes, JMT.
살아있는 선지식이 없으면 깨달으신 분의 가르침 법문을 듣는다고 하셨는데 여기서 어떤 문제가 있냐면 깨달은 분의 가르침을 자의적으로 잘못 해석해서 받아들일 수 있는 위험이 있거든요. 그래서 이런 경우에는 어떻게 해야 되는지 그걸 좀 질문드립니다. 그러니까 예를 들면 한국에서 저 같은 경우는 정강 스님의 몽산법을 들었는데 내용도 전혀 모르겠고 그거를 전혀 엉뚱하게 해석을 했더라고요. 그러니까 질문할 수가 없기 때문에 이런 위험성을 가졌을 때는 어떻게 해야 되는지 여쭤보고 싶었습니다.
Master, you said we have to look for the enlightenment teacher, and if there is no enlightenment teacher, then we have to follow the teaching of enlightened teacher. But there is a problem here. What if I misunderstand the teaching and I interpret in a wrong way? Then what should I do?
Then you're in trouble. There's no guarantee that you do the right thing. All right? That's why preferably you want to study under a good known advisor. Okay? But it's too much thinking on your part to keep on dissecting this. Okay? You're in the system right now where we're studying Mahayana. Okay? And you should know if you have some doubts. If I were you, I go back to Master YongHua's teachings. This is why there are a bunch of translations of Master YongHua's teaching into Korean. Okay, it probably has many holes in it, but with those translations, you have the core of the standards of what enlightenment is, enlightened teaching is. Okay, and for example, one of the core we have, okay, is in that teaching is that is enlightenment to be comfortable. Is enlightenment to be safe. Enlightenment about you. Or is it enlightenment, or is it enlightenment about others? I mean, what I mean is enlightenment about, if you are enlightened, does it mean you helping yourself? Or is it the case that these enlightened masters, okay, that are the embodiment of enlightenment, who practice enlightened practices, what are they doing? Are they helping themselves? Or are they helping others? Okay? If you only are helping yourself, then you are not enlightened. You walk in the path of non-enlightenment. On the other hand, if you walk the path of enlightenment, then you no longer worry about yourself. Because of that, others will help you so that you can help other people. But if you were to help yourself, then why should others help you at all? You're perfectly capable of taking care of yourself. See, the beautiful structure of the enlightened practices, you don't worry about yourself. You worry about learning and developing the skills to help others. Then naturally, you'll be taken care of. But if all you do is to scheme to take care of yourself, to be comfortable, to be safe, then you're not practicing the Buddhist practice of enlightenment, and you're not taking enlightenment as teacher. All right, next. Never again take refuge with the deviant, demons, and outside paths. Okay? So, first thing he says, watch out. We want to go for enlightenment. Okay? That's the first thing. When you take refuge with Triple Jewel, we want to use enlightenment as a standard. We want to learn about enlightenment, learn about enlightened teachings. And we never again, meaning we did, take refuge with these deviant demons and outside path people. We did. Okay, we did. That's why he says, never again. Okay, we all did take refuge with the deviant, with the demons in outside paths. So now, as we are taking refuge, the real refuge of Mahayana, we said, I will never again. I will sever that link. It's so important, folks, because that connection you have with the deviant, the demons, the outside path is very difficult to break. They will come at you and come harass you and do things to keep you under their spells. So the never again here is very, very heartfelt. That we got in trouble, and now we're able to see the light. We would like to never go back there. Never. Because it's a dead end. Because it's suffering. Okay? So we never want to depend on the deviant, the demons, and outside paths. What's deviant? Deviant is anyone who says, don't buy into cause and effect. That's deviant. The only thing you need to remember, anyone who says, it doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. It's okay to do evil things. It's okay to harm others. It's okay to lie. See, I got rich. I got famous using drugs. I shake hands with a prime minister who asked me to invest in the countries. See how successful I am? Because I create all these offenses, but I still came out ahead. That's deviancy. That's what worldly people do. They said, look how successful I am. Look how famous I am. Look how much money I have. Look how many disciples I have. So therefore, you can be like me. It's very, very alluring for us monks and nuns to be enamored with such so-called success stories. Lay people. I found and learned a new term today. You know, what's the term would you like me to share with you? Elon fanboy. And I chuckle. I say, oh my God, why is this world becoming? I understand some of my ex-disciples are following Elon Musk. You can tune into his webpage to follow the latest news about. So another Elon fanboy. Okay? That's deviant. He gets away with doing bad things. Okay? It's not okay. Absolutely not. Okay? Don't be enamored by such the glamour and the glitz, because it's a lot of suffering. Yes. 7.
Thank you, Master. Do most of enlightened people choose to teach others, or it depends on their level of enlightenment?
They don't necessarily teach others. I met in Korea some enlightened teachers who are not into teaching. It takes a lot of work to teach. Look, look all the computers there, all the lights here, and all the equipment here, and all the people that we have to go. Our tasks, our personnel gets bigger and bigger and more and more and more and more, not less. So it's a lot of hassle. So a lot of people got smart, like 2nd Patriarch said, I'm not going to teach you. Okay? So, no. It turns out that most enlightened people do not teach at all. I'm not talking about just the 4th stage arhats, which are a lot, everywhere. Even enlightened people, they don't teach. Okay? Well, and so, hopefully someday we'll change that. All right, so deviant, be careful of those deviant people who will blind you with their glamour, okay, and their success stories, and then entice you to say, go ahead to steal, go ahead and use drugs, go ahead and hurt others, and cheat others, and scam others. Who cares? As long as you get away with it. That's deviant. Instead, what should you do? Contribute. Earn your place. Don't waste your life. Okay? Demons. Never again take refuge with demons. Demons are very, very alluring. They're extremely dangerous. So don't count on them. Don't be like the evil queen, mother-in-law, stepmother of Snow White. As a reference for you. All right? Demons, they are, you follow them, you're helping, you're lending a hand in destroying our worlds, okay? Or outside paths. Outside paths too are also dangerous because you will be wasting your time, your life. They have some amount of wisdom, they will tell you to cultivate and do the good things, okay? What's wrong with that, you might ask? What's wrong with that it's not ultimate. What happened is when you look at those outside teachers, I've seen on videos, so many of them, where where they have some skills. Many of them I saw are in the formless realms, okay, and they have wisdom. For sure, they have wisdom. They have powers. They have spiritual powers. They have skills, but their wisdom is still called worldly. So you follow them, you will be stuck in this will reincarnation. Okay, so what's the difference? Why the difference between deviant, demons, and outside paths? Deviants, okay, you will hurt yourself. Demons, you will help destroy the world. Outside path, you'll be learning, developing dead-end types of knowledge and wisdom. They do have wisdom. They are a lot more detached than worldly people, than ordinary people. But the wisdom is misguided. And it's very dangerous because you'll be stuck. You'll be wasting your life. You're wasting your time. You'll be stuck in a will reincarnation because they cannot get out themselves. Okay? And so it sounds like it's self-promoting, but actually the truth of the matter is that only the Mahayana would be able to help you to get out of this mess and experience happiness, bliss, and put an end to suffering. Okay? All right? So never again, the emphasis here again is that we've done it before, many, many times before, and therefore the hooks are still there for us. So we still like to do deviant things. We tend to be destructive, and our wisdom is very limited, and yet we think it's so cool. All those are still there. The seeds are still there in our system. They could be activated just like that. Okay? Even though you're enlightened, it gets activated. Maybe a car hits you, and then, boom, the bad seeds ripen. That's life. That's why you make the vow, never again. I don't want this. Never again. Yes, in the back. No? Yes.
No, I just want to ask, is there a way to zap those seeds or let it not give rise or mature?
It's impossible. to destroy all those seeds. It's not possible. Okay? So what's the next best thing? Is to make sure they don't arise. How? How can you make sure they don't arise? Yes, sir. How can you ensure they don't arise? Yeah?
By planting a lot of good seeds.
Planting good seeds, okay. What else? We know we have like countless bad seeds because we've been with the deviant, we've been with the demons, we've been with externalists over and over again. That's what we like to do. So how do we make sure? Yes, 5.
Maybe don't plant any more seeds.
Don't plant any more seeds. Okay, stop farming. Okay, that works. And yes, 1.
Thank you, Master. That's why I cultivate, so I can weed my garden.
Weed your garden, okay. Not just don't do, but you also need to weed as well. Yes, because some are sprouting already. Yes. Okay, 6.
Stay within the proper path, and then ask for like Medicine Master Buddha's help.
Yeah, ask Medicine Master Buddha's help. Very good. 9.
Repenting.
Repenting, very good. That works. 8. Same thing. 8 and 9 is the same. Okay, Colombia. Got the number 4.
Doing good deeds.
Doing good deeds. That helps. Yes. 8.
Follow the instructions of your good knowing advisor.
Follow instructions of good knowing advisors. Yes, go for it. It's all good answers.
Have lots of blessings.
Lots of blessings. Ultimately, yes, 8.
Chop off the thought when the thoughts arise.
Chop off the thoughts and the thoughts arise. Okay, that works very well. Anyone else? Go for it. Wow, so many good answers. No go for it. JMT.
복을 심고 선지식을 따르고 참회를 하고 만타를 해서 악의 씨앗을 파괴합니다.
We plant blessing, we follow the good knowing advisor, we repent, so we destroy the seed of bad things.
Yes, do all those things. Okay. The one thing though is to keep it simple. Number 1, you have blessings. Create blessings. Keep creating blessings, more and more blessings, so that they outnumber the bad seeds. Okay? When you create blessing, you have good seeds in there, and you let them grow and grow and grow and grow. Okay? The more, the better. So don't stop. Don't say, I've done enough. It's never enough. That's a mindset. Okay? If you want to become a Buddha, you want to become enlightened, it's never enough. Never. Don't be complacent, ever. That's what Universal Worthy Bodhisattva says. Don't ever be complacent. Keep working and working and working and working. All right? Yes, 8.
Thank you, Master. I was curious, if we keep planting lots and lots of blessings, can that mitigate the effects of bad seeds?
Yeah. Yeah, I can mitigate them because there's so many of them. Okay? It's just like there's only a few dandelions in the whole field. But also, you also need to, what we instill upon you is to create conditions for the good seeds to mature and the bad seeds not to mature. You don't have to worry about the bad seeds. Okay? That's called paranoia, anxiety. They're there. You repent, eventually some will go away, some will stick around, some more will come in, and so forth, okay? But you don't need to be paranoid about it, to be scared of it. No need, okay? Be more proactive. And that's what cultivation is about. Cultivation, it's kind of hard for us to explain it to you, especially for Westerners who are not exposed to this, because our culture here is that anything goes as long as you get what you want. Western education, isn't it? Okay? You figure it out and go for it. Yes, for.
Master, similar to what you are saying, I think that's the line I was thinking. I think the Western education, we have been taught to take care of ourselves. I think is part of the American Constitution to seek happiness.
Yes.
For oneself.
Yes.
Pursuit of.
Are they happy? Tell me, from your own limited exposure to American culture so far, the last
25 years.
25 years. Did you find any happy American?
I felt like I became alive only after I came here. In India, I was depressed.
Okay.
But Master, I think I'm struggling to understand this concept. I think it sounds like everyone is on the same page. Probably me and my mom are the two people who feel like not connecting to it. I don't think we all are like demons or deviant. We all are like regular people doing like some job and kind of the daily grind, going to office and suffering most of our life, at least to make money and take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
And we are just trying maybe a little bit extra opportunities to make money, to get some financial freedom and to get some few nice things. We are not ever going to become billionaires.
Yeah.
But even doing these things constitute like we are in the deviant, demon or outside path?
No. You are not necessarily deviant. Okay? Because you said you believe in doing good things and try to avoid bad things. So therefore, it's not deviant. Your mom is not deviant, at least. Okay? I don't know about you. Demons are very demonic. They are so hard to figure out. And they have a grand scheme about various schemes to destroy us. Okay? And you don't have that kind of demonic wisdom, if you will. It's demonic wisdom, if you will. They're incredible. They're not as demonic as we are, okay, on our side, but they're very ingenious. They're incredibly beautiful, like the drugs things or the computers and the mental illnesses. I mean, they are destroying our world and everyone's oblivious about it. Take, for example, mental illness. We are totally helpless against the demons. They are spreading mental illnesses. Give you an example. You come to a temple and you're bipolar. You're spreading your bipolar illness to everyone. How scary it is, and no one knows it. It's very much like when you have COVID-19, you have COVID, and you exhale, and the Koreans inhale. they take it back to Korea with them. Okay? That's how pernicious it is. I mean, that's how pervasive it is. You see the COVID thing, they transmit through air primarily, okay? Okay? Enclosed spaces, air and so forth, okay? You don't want to sit too close to some people, okay? And so they spread like that. And the mental illness is the same thing. It's so dangerous, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's demonic. Okay? And so you're not even, yes, 5.
Master, I have a question. Since there are 2 major wars going on right now, is there demons also behind those big wars that actually destroying peoples and bring chaos?
Can I stay away from the Jews and the Arabs a little bit, because they're very hot-headed. Any side I take, someone will shoot me. Okay.
I'm sorry.
What we can do is give them some blessings. Hope they love each other and become brothers. Okay, but let's not go there. Okay, because no one wins. No one. The Americans, the Jews, the Israelis, the Arabs, no one wins right now. You touch it, you lose. I'm not going to touch it because I have not much left to lose.
That's why I was just asking about it, because there's no way out. It's just total chaos. So that's why was it like any demon?
I think you're trying to tempt me to make a comment, but I'm not going to make a comment. I was about to make a comment. I said, no, it's not. But I said, no, I'm going to stop myself. Bit my tongue. Nice try, this woman. I was about to say, no, it's actually, but then I stopped myself. Even if I say anything, I'll be shot at. Someone will shoot at me. You can't win. When you touch it, you can't, you get nowhere. Yes, 7.
So, Master, you said that there's nothing you can do about it. I'm sorry. I'm speaking about the demonic and mental health and that issue. When you said, well, is there anything that one can do about it?
If there is, the world will never be destroyed. It's just the cycles of life. You have good things, we help build it up, okay? Mahayana in China, Mahayana in India, and so forth. We help build it up, okay? And then it dies. That's the cycles of life. Don't take it wrong. It's just the natural cycles of birth and death. Whatever is born must die. And we should appreciate demons to help accelerate it so that we can be reborn quicker. That's another way to look at it. Or we have a chance to go to the Pure Land instead. Don't be so attached to life. So what if we die? In Buddhism, we're aware of all these issues. Well, are we worried? No, we're not. We can handle it. Yes?
Well, I'm worried because I'm a mother of young girls, and I'm afraid that they might be exposed to all of these mental health issues instigated by society or whatever.
It's part of life, honey. That's what life is about. Life inside our world, that's what it is. You're exposed to the good things and the bad things. That's part of life. It's not about, you cannot protect them forever. But if something bad happens, then there are countermeasures to For example, in Buddhism, especially in Mahayana, we have a Dharma called Pure Land Dharma. We have the last laugh. You can kill us. You can get us to kill ourselves. But our Pure Land Dharma will bring us a lot sooner because you succeeded in killing us, get out of the wheel a lot sooner. You see that? So we have the last laugh. They don't. So don't be afraid. I'm only telling you this not to scare you or frighten you, just to remind you that the world is a very dangerous place, sir. Okay? And before I go to the next question, okay? Let me finish this before I forget. I'm getting old. My memory is not that good anymore. So I told that morality, that he's probably not quite deviant yet. Demonic? No, he's not demonic enough. But he's outside path. In what way? I just explained to you, but he didn't get it because he's new. Outside path problem is that you're stuck in this wheel reincarnation. You continue to be stuck. And it's a lot more suffering than you think. You seem to assume that by doing what you're doing right now, it's okay, temporarily, but the next lifetime, most likely, you will fall and will suffer tremendously. If that matters to you at all. If it doesn't, you should be worried about your mother, about your parents, about your ex-wife. Maybe not your ex-wife. You understand? So the danger, the outside path, is that they give you a sense of, lull you into a sense of security. It's okay, I'm comfortable, I'm okay right now. What happens? The danger is up to death, that you're totally at the mercy of the karmas. There's nothing you can do. Okay? It's not what you think. Death is extremely dangerous because all bets are off. Anything could happen. Don't you ever dare think that it's okay, you can handle it. No. It's so many things that will happen, could happen to you. Okay, so yes, you say, okay, I want to have a decent life, I'm doing decent thing, that's fine. Maybe you have a good chance not to fall. But what about prior lives? Those bad karmas and the prior lives could come and haunt you this life. There's no fixed rules. Even though you have a good life to this lifetime, okay? Even though you live like a saint in this lifetime, but the bad karma from prior lifetimes come and haunt you now. That's how dangerous it is. Yeah, you can say, "Oh, I don't know, I'm fine right now." Okay, eventually you see, when you have the blessing, you see, wow, there's such a thing as life after death. There's a big matter of the death thing here. It's a huge matter that I'm ill prepared for it because I know nothing about it. Yeah, 4.
So just one point I wanted to add. One of the things that brought me to even here to the temple and spirituality is I even feel like our daily life is like that, like so much uncertainty all around us. And being in California, I always think about earthquake. Anytime the building can collapse on me, and the world situation, the war could come. So I already feel like that anxiety is always there in me. I think that's one of the reasons I feel like some solutions coming to places like this.
Yeah, bad things are happening, but also good things are happening. Don't be so pessimistic. Okay? Yes, 1.
Thank you, Master. I have a question about the rebirth plaques. two questions actually. If I understand correctly, the rebirth plaque is for relatives or people we care about. It helps them go to the Pure Land, people who have already passed beyond the 49 days. And then my next question is, if that's true, when they're reborn into different paths, let's say, for example, the evil paths, then for them to obtain the blessings, do they have to die in those paths to be reborn in the Pure Land? And then also, what if they're reborn into the heavens or a person and we get them the rebirth plaques? How does that work?
Okay. In Buddhism, we know that you need help after death. So that's why the Buddha have some dharmas that he taught us. Our patriarchs taught us as monks and nuns to help you, help people have a better rebirth. Okay, unfortunately, in the Chinese system of that Dharma there, they cannot help those who died a long time ago. And I didn't know about, I never had that problem until one of my disciples, some of my disciples came and said, what about my grandfather? I just have dreamt my grandma, she's so sick, she's so haggard, and she's suffering so much. Is that real? Can I help her? Okay, and so that's how we came up with these things because of your needs. Not because I was born with that or was taught about it. Master Sheo never taught us about these things. Okay? It's just that the Dharma arises from your needs. Okay? You taught because you taught so that you can solve your needs. Okay? So that's, yes, the rebirth Dharma is to help the people who are dead already, way past the 49-day period. Then how can we possibly ignore your request for help? So the rebirth, the process is that we will, that Dharma there will help the deceased go, the people who died already a long time ago, have a chance to build the blessings to go to the Pure Land. Okay, and so that's what makes us different from a Chinese rebirth system, because Chinese rebirth, after 49 days, nothing they can do. Okay, but our experience has been that we've been able to do that, to help a lot of people who died already go to the Pure Land. Okay, so how does that work? It works in a sense that in order to go to the Pure Land, like during the 49-day thing here, is very disruptive for us because we drop everything. And in order to generate enough blessings for you to go to the Pure Land. So it's extremely disruptive for us. Okay? Because we don't have a whole lot of time. It's not like you think you can go to a Vietnamese temple like my master's temple, and on Sundays at between 10 and 12, he would do a ceremony for you 7 times. And that's certainly not enough, let me assure you. And so the Chinese tradition of doing that 49-day thing of 1-2 hours a day or 2 hours on the weekends, it's fat chances you make it to the Pure Land. It's very, very disruptive for us. Even during Chanchi here, if we have the 49-day thing here, we have to take care of them because it's only that small window, okay? Not a whole lot of time. And so the point here is that it takes a lot of blessings to go to the Pure Land and need to be generated. Someone has to generate them, certainly not the deceased. They can't generate blessings for themselves anymore. Now you can, because you cross your legs, you bow, you recite the Buddha's name, you go to ceremonies and so forth. You're generating blessings for yourself, okay? But after you're dead, there's nothing you can do. You are punching back for all your karmic retributions. And it gets darker and darker and darker for you. And so the process is that we need to generate enough blessings for those who missed that window or opportunity. And so it takes a while to be able to do that. And when that happens, then they will have a chance to relinquish their bodies so that they can go, meaning they'll die. Okay, just for example, happens in Xin. She's dead. She's here. I don't see her. She's not here. My lecture. Anyway, her late brother was sent here from the Pure Land by Amitabha Buddha to take care of his parents. Okay, so Danny was sent here, and you can see see that the patterns. He didn't get married. He lived with his parents, and he went to work and brought the money back and took care of them. Okay, and then he took care of them, and their safety was ensured. So the next thing happened is something bad happened. He killed himself. Walked off the rooftop of a parking lot in UC Irvine. And he died. Okay, and then because of that, we help him go to the Pure Land. So the point is that the prime example right there of when you go to the Pure Land, you need to let go of your body. So whatever conditions, format, it doesn't matter. Looks bad, but actually it's a natural thing. It will happen. Okay, so what looks like something horrible, actually it's just another event. And then enables him to let go of the body and then go back to the Pure Land because his job is done. He no longer has to suffer here in the Saha world. He goes back there and continues his practice. He's not strong enough to stay here. He's not allowed to stay here. He's only allowed to come here because of his past vows to take care of his parents and his sister. And when he's done, and that has been accomplished, he goes back. Too much suffering for him here. Okay? So that's what happens to the people. Before they go, they have to relinquish their bodies. That's how it works. All right, go Forrest.
Master, this is a question from a while back when Morali asked about the demons. So I was wondering which Dharma realm or realms that the demons belong to?
The heavenly demons live in the 6th desire heaven.
So all demons are heavenly beings?
Yeah, they're heavenly beings. They have a lot of blessings. They're very happy.
Okay.
They have a good time. The women are extremely beautiful. And the men are so handsome. Might be worthwhile to go up there and take a look before you go anywhere else. That's what my dad did. My late father did that. We learn about it with compliments of Master Shenhua. He says, those women up there are beautiful. He said, okay, I'd like to go. So he went up there. He's stuck up there. I know because my mom, my late mom asked me to help him get out. It's funny, when I told her, God save her soul, that Daddy is very happy. She says, really? Where is he? I said, he's supposed to fall, but he didn't fall. He went up to the sixth desire heaven. I said, really? He said, yeah. And I said, he's very, very happy. And she says, I tell you what, I give you Lu Mountain Temple. Bring him to the Pure Land. You see, there are different conditions. Anyone else? So these heavenly demons, and then my late father, he was so happy up there. He would saunter around, would come to Lu Mountain Temple, listen to the Dharma regularly. Would go to my co-cultivator, also an ex-disciple of Master YongHua, and say, hey, it's 4 o'clock, get up, do the morning ceremony. He's having fun, going everywhere. So it's very tough for me to find a way to talk him out of it and go to the Pure Land. He says, what's the hurry, man? I know I'm going to go to Pure Land, so what's the hurry? What to do? When your own father says, I'm having a good time here, son. And the mother says, get him out of there! Yes, go first.
Emitofuo Master, but so if the demons are from the heavens, are those the same that causes problems here in the earth, in the Saga world?
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
Yeah, so the demons from the heavens are the ones that are causing problems here in the Saga world? Causing?
I'm sorry, you slurred a phrase that I could not make out.
Yeah, so if the...
You guys, I think you guys doing it on purpose. It's like, it's Master's hearing's going bad or what?
No, it's my pronunciation, sorry. So the demons that are in the heavens are the ones that are causing problems here in the Saga world?
Oh yeah, that's what they do. They enjoy it. They're good demons, but most of them are bad. That's okay. We're not afraid of them.
And are there demons in the hells, for example?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Master.
I think Master says they're from the heavens, but maybe they can affect.
Anyone else? Yes, 5.
Master, if somebody's hang around in 6th desire heaven for a long time, would that something happen to that person? Like that person will become a demon, or?
They're demons already. Too late. It's okay. They have a good time. It's okay. Yeah. Live and let live. Don't you know? We are Americans. We embrace everyone. We're not afraid. You're not scared. It's not what you think. Anyone else? Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master. I have a question. When my brother, he went out of Colombia, he came here to the U.S. looking for better opportunities, and I think it was with good intent, but now he's all driven just by greed, and he wants more money, and that's all he speaks about. Sometimes he mistreats his family because he's just looking for more money, more money. Mm-hmm. Is that one way of the deviant path?
No, it's just being human. It's just ordinary people. He's no different from the rest of us. Okay? We are driven by money, success, and so forth, and we neglect our family and so forth. That's normal. You find it in corporate America, the executives, CEOs, and chairmen say, "Oh, do that," and they drink on top of it. Most of them are alcoholics. Many of them are drug addicts. You know, a famous one. Okay? That's normal. It's okay. Yeah. Yes, they're deviant because they don't believe in cause and effect. They think they can get away with it. Okay? And they tell the followers, "See how successful I am. Be like me." And these are very powerful people. That Jung is about to vote for one of them. Again. What do you have to say for yourself? Have no fear. We learn about this. I don't want you to become so fearful and say, "Oh my God, life is so bad." Of course it's tough, but the tough get going. You don't worry about it. You know? There's always antidotes. All right. Time is up. Thank you, everyone.